How can estate agents get more viewings, more offers, and more sales out of the stock they already have? Talk to me.
It's going to sound so bloody obvious, but it's something they don't do. 99% don't do. And it's a 3-letter word, ask. And I know you sit there and think, thanks, Tony, that's a brilliant tip. But I do mystery calls prior to every single training session I deliver. I actually do them before every meeting because I want to be best prepared as a sales expert. And it amazes me how many times I phone up, say, budget's $1 million. I've seen these 2 properties on Rightmove that have directed me to your website. Have had a lot of interest, and the agent sometimes goes yes. And then I say, great. And then they qualify me-ish. And then they end the call by saying, so if you would like to view those, give us a ring. And I say, yeah, I will do. And the phone call goes down. Now, if I was a genuine customer, would I view them with them? I just don't know. So what's stopping us just going, from what you've told me, Chris, I have 2 gems that you need to see. You know, I know you've inquired about X, which I'm going to take you to, but you've got to see these other 2. You're going to be blown away by them. Now, looking at my diary, I'll get you there at 4:45 or 6:15 this evening. Which is better for you?
I know what you're doing now. You're giving them if you give people a choice of 2, they'll always pick one.
They will always pick one, and normally the second one, 80% of the time.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
You teach me everything.
And the other thing to do with that when you give them alternative is the timings you use. By using 4:45, let's say 4:45 or 4:15 the hour, implies you're busy. And most people like to deal with busy people. So I think it's very important. It doesn't look very appealing if you go, yeah, I'm free all week. When's good for you?
So the big tip is ask.
Ask the question, and then relate that for viewings. Relate that to offers. So we've seen 2 properties. You bring them back to the office for feedback, and you say, the first one lit your eyes up. It's on at $500,000. You know, let's get the ball rolling. What do you want to offer? And I'm not saying we're going to accept it, but we're going to present it to the vendor. But what do you want to offer? It's just so much easier than have a think about it, and you know, if you like it, give us a ring.
And it's not an offensive way, but it shows you're being proactive.
Definitely.
And some might offer, even if it's a starting point.
Absolutely. Okay. It just gets the ball rolling, and it is basic, but I think so many people are scared. They don't want to hear a no. And for me, if it's feedback.
Well, that's the people are naturally attracted to a estate agency are people-orientated people as opposed to systems people, and more outward-going, and outward-going people love the affirmation of people, but they fear rejection.
Correct.
They hate the word no.
Yeah. And it's interesting. See, I view it as, I call it return on time. You've got to use your time sensibly. You know, the best agents have the same 10 hours or 12 hours a day like the rest of us, but they use it effectively, and they're not wasting their time phoning people that weren't serious. Okay. You know, so it's about asking. If it is a no, you want feedback. So you will know, are these people tire kickers and never going anywhere, or is it just you've shown the wrong couple of properties?
And use open questions like tell me, explain to me.
Absolutely. And it amazes me when I listen to a lot of these qualification calls, the questions I ask are just the wrong questions. A basic example of that, they'll say things like, have you been looking long? Or have you seen anything you like? Which is a, yes, I've been looking long. No, I haven't, which is why I'm talking to you. But a much better question is, what's the best you've seen so far? And you just get that buyer talking, or that tenant talking. Yes. And these killer questions is what I've named.
That is a killer question.
It's a killer question. You just get them engaged, and then you get a list of all their requirements and go, out of those 7 things, what are those will you not compromise on? And then you just really get to know your buyer much better than any other agent. So then when you recommend the right stock, it normally is the right stock because you really understand what they're looking for.
And you've listened. Any tips on converting offers to more sales?
Offers to more sales. Yeah, I think it's about really understanding your vendor's situation. I think it's about how you position that buyer. So, because it's not just about the figure. So I think that's down to the job of the valuer to do a very good job and really understand what their number one priority is. Is it price? Is it speed? Is it about the likelihood of it going through? So you may have a cash buyer who puts a lower offer forward, but is happy and has found their dream home. That might be much more desirable to the vendor than someone who offers asking price, but they've got a mortgage in principle, or they're currently in renting, they've got a month's notice. So it's about knowing what's the clear goal of that vendor, and that's how you then position the right offer forward. So it's not just about the right number, it's the right offer forward. And if you do that, if you articulate that effectively, you'll get more deals.
Thank you very much.
Absolute pleasure.